All right, welcome. It's, what is it, Furious Friday.
Furious.
We got a bunch of grown adults.
Got the Furious 5 here today.
kids.
I think we got 5 guests.
we got five guests. We got people coming in and out. It's going to be a wild one today. But, yeah, it's going to be a great show. A lot going on this weekend.
Going on all week.
And we actually love it. And I'm going to bring this wide open because we got
Pause.
fired, dressed up. Cornell, man, he's making us all look bad.
Are you wearing that to play pickleball tonight, Cornell?
Hey, you know what?
You
I
should just
might just do that.
do that
just
show.
Pull up in the Mickey Fried look.
The Mickey Fried. So Tim
Mickey
came
Fried
up with
look.
the analogy. If you remember the Chappelle show, when Charlie Murphy, Hollywood Stories, talking about the time they went over Prince's house, and then after partying a little bit, Prince invited him to play basketball.
Right.
And beat their butts in basketball
They
too.
did.
And they was talking about Mickey Fried. So first thing Tim said this morning when Cornell came in, he's like, "You look like my good buddy Mickey Fried."
I'm gonna actually send this clip over to Mickey. Mickey's awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, I love that one.
Coming out with the frills.
Profiling.
Style. We got a lot of wonderful people coming on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got a little feedback in my headphones.
Little feedback. Yeah, it's buzzing, right?
Buzzing, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
maybe-
Cornell's watch is freaking
Yeah, maybe. I think it was just,
blinging out the
You guys
sound
are buzzing.
system.
Yeah, we got that. We got that watch. Display
little
that watch.
static
You allowed to do that?
Yeah, let's
We had to get security on him after that.
every time I come around your city, bling bling.
He's looking for some people to help him out too, you know. But no. Hey, listen, Cornell, you got a big event tonight.
Huge.
Actually, this evening,
Big.
early
Yes,
evening, not
this
tonight.
evening,
Like
yes.
5:30 to 7:30.
5:30 to 8:30.
8:30. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it and hold up the flyer, and
Yes.
we will bring it up as well.
Yes, you guys can see it there. It's talking about our Yes Pickleball tournament that is happening at the Sports Challenge America in Bonita Springs. You guys are all welcome. I'm telling you guys, we're excited. We have men's double, women's double, and the mixed double with a pot of about $2,000 in it. So the mix, whoever win the mixed double wins $1,000.
Wow.
And the men and women, they win 500.
Wow.
So the brackets are literally all filled out. Like we literally had our last bracket got sold around 1 o'clock this morning. So
Amazing.
Someone filled out a pickleball bracket at 1 o'clock this morning. They decided,
they did.
they decided, you know what? Had a good night party. I'm going to play a little pickleball tomorrow. That's
Yeah.
amazing, though,
Yeah,
that you were able to sell this out. And it's
Yeah.
going to be a lot going on. Not just pickleball. It's going to be music
yeah.
by my guy, DJ Jimmy Espo.
Yes,
He's
DJ
going to be on the
Jimmy.
1s and 2s,
Yep,
right?
Yep. We have basketball players coming to entertain whoever is on that side of the bar because the bar is kind of close to where the basketball court is. We got the pool table, the dart.
Pool table.
They got all kind of
239
stuff.
Live will be there.
Yeah, 239
I
Live
heard
will
a
be
rumor.
sitting like in front of the suites.
Yeah, we got a beautiful spot.
Oh
there.
yeah. You guys
hooked
are
us
sitting
up good.
pretty.
I saw that.
Yes, you guys are sitting pretty.
If we come out, we gotta do it right.
Well, yeah, you got to do it.
Julia
right.
Gray on this morning. Good morning, Julia.
Julia.
If you need to get on and you're trying to find out how to get on,
Yes.
and obviously they're on there, but if you go to www.239live.com, you can get this live. It'll actually be up. It'll be on YouTube, Facebook, and then we're going to be live tonight at the same location, and it's gonna be a fun event.
Oh, it's going to be lit.
going on.
You
It's
got a lot of
gonna be lit.
activity going.
Yes. We got athletes coming in to do the cold plunge.
You got cold plunge
yeah.
in it
Yeah,
too.
so we got to shout out
Where's
Sweat.
I think I might get in the cold plunge today.
There you
I'm
go.
feeling kind of,
Yeah. Listen, we got the nurse U2 Wellness gonna be there with IV hydration.
Can I get
and shots.
Can I get an IV while I'm in the cold plunge?
Oh, definitely. She got you. She
got
got you. She got you. hooked
Can I
up,
put
man.
baby oil in the cold plunge?
The baby oil.
That kind of party.
And Julia, I do play a little bit, but I don't really know like all the pickleball rules. But I can play enough to beat this guy right here.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I learned now that you got to stay out of the kitchen. I learned
the
that.
kitchen, stay out of the
Yeah.
kitchen, right?
But my first pickleball game, I played a lady that was maybe 40 years older than me, and she pickled me, people.
You might want to clean that up. What's pickleball analogy?
So it's, for people that know the game, when
know the
you get
game.
pickled, you didn't get on the scoreboard. If you didn't get on the scoreboard, you got
so
pickled.
basically, like in horse, you got skunked, right? Basically, that would be the analogy.
You could.
So when you get pickled, like that, that means you did not score.
You didn't score. You were
It's
terrible.
like a shutout.
Yeah. They shut you out, and
But it's addicting.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's addicting because now I want it. Because you go the first, you start with a cheap paddle,
right?
Then you're like, I know it's got to be the paddle why I stink at this game. But the reality is, it's like clubs, right?
You got to step up the paddle.
Clubs help, but they don't make you.
No, they don't make you better. Yeah. This is true. And I've seen where I'm actually playing better than people that have been playing way longer than me because I used to play table tennis. So
you're Jamaican.
Big deal.
Well, it's in the blood.
You're on the bobsled team.
Oh yeah, you got it.
You got left-handed paddles?
No, I got right-handed.
Just right-handed?
Yeah. I don't even know. Do we make left-handed paddles?
Switch hitter paddles.
I don't know. Lois is gonna be coming on. She's playing tonight.
Yeah, Lois is playing.
But
I'll put my money behind Lois.
Oh yeah. She's gonna do her thing. Hanging out with a guy named Jim later, so it's gonna be fun. But I gotta tell you,
I don't know what Wayne thinks about that.
What is it? Wait, what?
Hey, wait! Don't get the wrong idea. She's just playing with him. That's all that's happening. So, but listen though, I gotta shout out Black Becker, man. Becker Custom Builders. I gotta tell you guys, we decided we're gonna do this in April. We didn't know if it was gonna be a success or not. We had a lot of doubts. The team had a lot of doubts. I don't have doubts. I'm like, it's gonna happen, and we're going for it, and I'm persistent. And so we went after it, and of course, we have a brother group that we hang out every week, and Blake Becker is in the group, and he said, you know what, man, I'm a sponsor.
You hooked it up. He came through.
Yeah, Blake always.
I remember Blake. He used to come here once in a while.
Yeah, Blake used to come every now and then. I don't know where he's at now. He's obviously got more important stuff to do.
Just saying.
Maybe he's grown up and turned into an adult.
But I got to tell you, him becoming the title sponsor,
that's huge.
I think
he got it going, kind of.
Yeah, he got everyone else start coming on board, and so we got so many. Listen,
you got a lot of sponsors on here.
Yes, and you guys are in for such a treat later today. We got raffle tickets. We have a $10,000 kitchen on raffle with the raffle starting at $3,500. So you guys are in for such a treat. The Diamond District is giving you guys a shopping spree for $2,500. Torch will be there.
Torch Hot Yoga. Shout out to Tony Johns.
Tony
you got
Johns.
Paradise Lights. Corey Adams.
Yep.
Let me see if this.
You got food from seed to table.
Yes. We got
Publix.
Food. Yes.
Sweat House, obviously, with the cold plunge. Ocean Prime. What's Ocean Prime donating?
We got a whole gift certificate, so you guys get to go eat at Ocean Prime.
I need it.
Yeah.
Listen, I just did it. You can take the QR code.
Yes.
Then you can do it right there.
Yeah. You just click donate and ticket.
Pickleball tournament.
Yeah.
Now tell us a little bit about your organization.
So EAS stands for Everyone Has a Story. It's where we help to create self-reliance and a growth mindset for disadvantaged youths. So we work with the youths in the underserved communities here. We have 3 areas. We work in the alternative schools. We work in the after-school programs. And we work with parents that have homeschooled their kids.
Okay.
We have about 24 different soft skill learning programs. You guys can go on our website, easinc.org, and click on that page that says Academy, and you guys will see the courses you can enroll. We've literally cut the price down to 50 cents. So, if a kid decide they want to see what it's about, they can enroll. It's self-paced.
For how much?
50 cents.
You hear that, Tim?
50 cents?
50 cents.
Shout out 50 Cent.
And I think maybe one of the reasons, too, because in Florida, our courses are not like accredited yet.
Mm-hmm.
But the material is, they're not teaching all this type of stuff in school, where you can help a kid understand the impossible is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Once you understand what those steps are, it's just like maths. You can't solve a problem without understanding what the formula is for that specific.
Correct.
Right. So, and I think a lot of times, I was never bad in maths because I first thing I wanted to do was understand what that formula was. Once I get that formula, I'm going to be close.
And you got to stay with it.
Oh, yeah. Listen, when I was much younger, I was in a math competition in the Caribbean with over 1,500 kids. I came 25, okay? Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
You came in 25 out of 1,500?
Out of 1,500, I came 25. So, you know, I mean, your boy, you know.
Joelle says good morning.
Yeah, Joelle. Yeah, she's actually she's one of the sponsors too.
I saw that.
Yeah.
She was on the show on Monday.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's bring back these sponsors up, and there's a QR code. You can hit that.
Yes.
Gold sponsors, court sponsors, media sponsors. We happen to be
239 Live.
Yes.
So
you actually showing the old one because it actually got much bigger than that.
Wow.
It is way more.
I mean, I can't keep up with it.
I know. It's
going good.
And sponsors on there and making moves. It's going to be an exciting event.
Yeah. Listen, I talked with Seti yesterday.
Big Seti.
There is a cart there because for some reason my secretary thought it is a mope. And I was trying to tell her it's not a moped like what Cedric has. It's a golf cart. They're two different things.
Today's
right?
National Golf Cart Day, by the way.
It is.
Is it really?
It really is.
It's to God.
That's amazing.
I didn't put it up. Because I said there's no way we're going to be able to use golf cart and any kind of analogy.
Why would I?
And then Cornell's like, well, we got a golf cart.
Well,
tonight,
they have a golf cart there, and she was thinking about Pedro. He's like, you
Pedro
gonna
the
bring
dog.
Pedro, he's gonna bring Pedro, and he's gonna have him on that golf cart. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Cornell, for
Yeah,
coming
man.
in. Any more things?
Yeah, anything you want to plug or shout out
Well,
or mention?
you know, listen, I gotta shout out the EOS team. Everyone on the EOS team, the board members.
Everyone has a story.
Everyone has a story. Listen, when I tell you guys, Dr. Drew just joined our board, and he's been
Dr.
amazing,
Drew.
man. Ann Landalak, when I tell you, she is just jumping, and I've really just championed the organization. And then everyone else. I can't name all you guys. I'm sorry. But listen, I love all you guys. And listen, we're going to have a whole lot of fun later. You guys come on out. Come have fun. Food, drinks, everything you can think of is there. We got the 239 Live in the building. DJ Jimmy. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be amazing.
Jimmy Espo,
Just your accent is fun.
Listen, I'm going to tell you a quick story. When I was in New York for a quick minute, I was getting ready to be a architect for this company, and I wanted to find a job just to have something doing in the meantime while my paperwork go through. And Tim Hortons hired me.
Oh, yeah.
Tim because of my accent, the lady said, we need you in the drive-thru.
Hey, man.
You
want what kind of coffee you want?
Listen, I did the drive-thru for I think I was at Tim Hortons for maybe 2 weeks. Okay. And then I went to my regular job. But this lady would come just so she could hear me in the drive-thru.
Yeah,
She's like, wait, is that guy there that talking in the thing? And I'm like, oh my goodness. This was cool.
We love it.
You can create a phone number for that.
Everything Chris, man.
I see you could do a British accent too.
I mean, I grew up in England. Yeah. So
talk British for a little bit.
Wait, so what have happened? We've moved when I was like 7. I moved to Bristol, and I stayed with my mum, aunt, and
mum. Did you drink tea and crumpets?
We drink a lot of tea. I possibly drink.
He definitely drank the Kool-Aid.
3 to 5 cups of tea every day, bruv. It was serious.
He says "bro" at the end.
Jamaican.
Hey,
the Jamaican for so long.
3 or 4 cups of tea, bro.
You know because I lived in Captiva Island, and so my accent was still thick, and people were like trying to talk like me, and I was like, that's not how I sound. And then I wanted to learn the American slang.
Yeah,
didn't work out.
The greatest.
Well. I got stuck in the middle.
Who do you think's the biggest famous besides Bob Marley Jamaican musician of all time? You know, man, Jimmy Cliff is up there. Burning Spears are up there. Shabba Ranks. Well, because it's two separate. You know, you got reggae and then you got the dancehall. So Shabba Ranks. Yeah. I think Shabba Ranks knocked it out the park when he started winning those Grammys. He won 2 Grammys. And then, King Yellow Man was before him, but Shabba Ranks was really the one. Okay. And then Beanie Man came did his thing, and it's really a cool culture, man. You know, Dennis Brown, he had a lot of music. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there was a lot of guys that came through and really did their thing. Barrington Levy, right?
Yeah, Barrington Levy. Got that. Shibbly wobbly bleedy 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 whoa. Whoa.
Bad Boys.
that was dope.
Yeah, he killed that feature with Sean. Absolutely. The video they shot in Jamaica too.
That was dope. Yeah.
Look at Cornell, man, looking like fancy on camera.
Yeah, you know,
you got the glasses. You got the whole look going on.
I had to do it. You know, I was thinking of Lenny Kravitz this morning.
Yeah,
when I was coming.
You have a hard time to pick up your left hand.
I mean, got a little extra weight on.
Hey, could you sponsor us? Could you sponsor us, please?
I got your house on my wrist. Just saying.
Yeah, man.
You know, shout out to my sponsor that sponsored me that watch.
I wish my sponsor would sponsor me like that. Shout out to you know who. What's up with that?
Well, thank you so much, Cornell. We appreciate you, brother. And anything anything we can do to help you guys out.
Definitely.
We'll see you tonight.
Anything for the kids is always a great thing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
We'll
man, isn't it good to have Cornell?
It's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be a lot going on.
We got Dr. Lois Bolin on deck, Naples historian. She's got a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff going on. You know what? Maybe we'll find time for me and you get on the pickleball court tonight.
I'll take you on anytime, man. I just don't know how we're gonna do it, but we'll
find room. I know the guy who's putting it on, so maybe he can find us.
Oh, Lois, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Sorry,
yeah. We got the Lois is keeping us all in line today.
Got a lot of guests on today.
We're so good,
Always
and we were able to bring up
the
the military website, Lois. So so scoot on over towards us. You want to stand or sit?
No, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Lois is here. Look at her. Wow, we got we wear red on big important day to wear red. Because remember, everyone deployed. You got a little red on there, Patrick, so you're good. Lois is dressed like the patriot she is, the flag. Yeah,
true patriot.
We're a true patriot. Lois.
When I think of activities and supporting the military in our community, Lois, first person that comes to mind.
Oh, Lois is awesome.
I am awesome.
You
Thank
are
you very much. I'll second that emotion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else would say. One of the people, there's few people you never hear anything bad about.
Lois.
I mean, how can you say anything bad about Lois? I'm just serious. I'm dead serious.
Well, Lois knows how to play because she sometimes gets in the middle of it. Am I correct?
Except for that one post.
And she just knows exactly how to.
Except for that one post.
But she never responded to it, so it's good.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I said my piece. That's all I got.
That's how I am, too. I don't worry about all that
stuff. You
said
it straight. But
Lois, welcome.
Thank you. It's going to be a big weekend, not only for the tournament.
Huge weekend.
I haven't played pickleball in almost 2 years, but I did play tennis last night for the first time in 8 months.
And tell us a little bit about your background in tennis, because you're not just a.
No, I'm not a pro.
But you have won tournaments.
Well, yeah, but big deal. I mean,
it's a big deal.
It's not like it was a U.S. Open or the French Open. It just was local tennis tournaments and stuff.
What?
I have gone to nationals, and I used to put nationals. I put 5-0, but people would go 5-0 is like big time.
Yeah, not 5-0 like police.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
5-0. But then I would say, I forgot the decimal. It's 50 and over.
50 and over. Yeah, 5-0. Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Oh my God, you played that?" So yeah, I mean, I used to play a lot, and I play with guys. Now I play with three guys.
What don't you do,
Play
Lois?
doubles.
Well,
sleep. I didn't sleep last night because I got home. I was so tired, and then of course with Israel, I wanted to stay up and watch all that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, it's like
so much happening.
Well, but I tell you what, so much is happening this wonderful weekend, and not only with the pickleball tournament, that's obvious, but we have on July the 14th. It's a trifecta. It's Flag Day. Mm-hmm. It's the 250th anniversary of the Army.
Yep.
And it's Trump's birthday. And we're having this great parade in Washington, which I think is a wonderful idea because I did some research.
I did a little of this too.
You did.
I was able to bring it up for you.
Okay. Well, what's great about this? Yeah, it tells. I think it gives you the whole schedule as you kind of go down, because they've been doing things all along.
Yeah, it's the
rucksacks
7th,
and so
11th.
Forth. And if you hit the 14th, it gives you the day by day.
So if I hit this, will give me a little bit of.
Well, in theory, I think is that the one I sent you.
Yeah, this is the website. This is the back end link of it.
All right, and it'll tell you what starts at 9. The actual parade with the fireworks starts at like 6:30.
Yeah.
But you gave them that to look at. That's what's good.
I could put the link in comments too.
Yeah. Stick that in there, and that will let me see people.
If this gets us something too.
I'm just going to put that link into comments too, Tim.
And there you go. See the schedule and the 50 and all the activities. And so that will give you.
Let's see the schedule, see what we got going on. There you go, Lois. We were able to find that.
There you go. There you go. You know, because the Army began before we actually, for the Revolution, 1776, the Continental Congress put the Army together just to. And they some side of support. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. They do have some like live stream stuff. So if you go onto on the website, basically it's army.mil, and then you just go down and it'll be on there.
And you'll see the last thing, 6:30 to 7:45 is the. I'm going to just tape the whole day because we'll be doing different things. And I see one of the sponsors on there is Walmart. Well, aren't you just so special?
Special, yeah, there you go.
They're also sponsoring that No King protest that are going around the country. Walmart, so they walk both sides.
It's a smaller company, you know. So,
but I do want to sort of, if I give you a little bit of history, because people are like, "Oh, why is Trump having this?" Well, it's not. It's he's the master marketer. So you have
he's a businessman.
2 great things happening: the Army's 250th anniversary. And Flag Day, and that just coincides on the same day as his birthday. So it is a wonderful opportunity to honor the Army and also all the stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah, making birthdays great again.
Making birthdays great again. And just so people go, well, they never did this before. Well, yes, they did. After Abraham Lincoln was assaulted.
And 250 is a special milestone too, so it's not like it's 226 or something. So,
and next year will be America's 250th birthday. Mm-hmm. So I hope Collier County gets on the stick and we start to plan some stuff. So that would be really great. But the first time that go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. What gets so frustrating to me is like somebody wants to try to be patriotic, somebody wants to try to showcase our country, and there's people out there that actually don't want it. Because they just don't like the president. You know, he wants to showcase what we have.
Right. People think it's too much money.
Country, the military. Yeah. I mean, God forbid. I mean, that's why we have this great country.
Exactly. And they talk about what it costs. Well, just stop all that stuff to U.S. AID, and that way more than covers. So we won't get into that too much because I start to get a little jiggity. But let me just give you the background on when. Because I got up at 6 o'clock and typed this up.
So you are so prepared, always.
1 month after Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, Andrew Johnson said, we need to bring the country together, and they did a parade in D.C. and in New York, and the Union troops had 145,000 men that came out for it. And then it wasn't again until World War I when General John Pershing marched 25,000 soldiers from the American Expeditionary Force. And then even during World War II, New York's largest parade was June the 13th, 1942, for over 11 hours.
Wow.
Civilians and government services marched on the streets of New York in solidarity with their boys in World War II. And then after World War II, in 1946, 4 million New Yorkers came to wave to 13,000 paratroopers of the 82nd Airborne. Do we know somebody was in the 82nd Airborne?
82nd, PD, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Patrick Dearborn.
You're not on restriction today.
Dang.
Patrick
I
Dearborn.
wanted to do that so I can
Big shout out to
Patrick Dearborn.
82nd, right?
So my guy.
Yeah.
Don't call him P. Diddy, though. Patrick Dearborn.
So 13,000 paratroopers. Think about that. 13,000. And they had the ticker tape parade. They had Sherman tanks, tank destroyers, et cetera, all the big stuff they had. The next parade they had was Eisenhower's inauguration in 1953. It really wasn't just a celebration. It was a reminder to the Soviet Union of the power that America still had. And in 1953, and then after that, it was John F. Kennedy's inauguration, 1961. It was, while it still was in the Cold War, they honored him because of his past military service and so forth. And then in 1991, so that's what, he was 61, 91, 30 years later, George H.W. Bush had the National Victory Parade, a review of the troops defended Saudi Arabia during Desert Storm, Operation Desert Shield. They expelled Iraq from Kuwait, June the 8th, 1991. So in D.C. on June the 8th, and New York on June the 9th.
Real quick, not to interrupt. Hi, Maddie. Good morning.
Hi, Maddie.
And Blake Becker decided to join us.
Yeah, Blake Becker.
I didn't think you watched or supported this show.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thanks for making time.
We've been talking about you all morning.
I'm just saying, Food Review Fridays. Blake gone to,
it's gone.
Shout out to Blake Becker. I remember him.
Hey, baby.
Remember him?
Yeah,
nice.
Blake,
I remember.
Used to come around.
So that's gives you somewhat of a history, and to say this is not the first time we've done it, but it's been 30 years, 1991. Give me 30. 30, 36, whatever years, 5, whatever, since we've had one. And
is that Schwarzkopf? Desert Storm.
Yep.
Desert Storm. Yeah.
Yep. And Tommy Frank, who actually lives here, and
does Tommy Frank live here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait. Tommy Franks. He's the guy that had his leg.
General Franks. Right?
General Franks. Yeah. General
But,
Frank had his leg
okay.
amputated, but he petitioned to go back into the services, and they let him back in the Army.
You need an invite. Yeah, whatever, Blake. You've been invited multiple
right.
times. Don't play that game.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, but that reminds me.
Yeah.
Good move, Blake, because the day is National Blame It on Someone Else Day.
Is it really?
Yes, I got a little picture. I meant to send that to you.
That's the one specialize in that.
That's the one we really need to do.
Here we go.
Hold on, we're gonna get flagged for copyright, Lois.
I got it off. I'm just getting a picture.
It's all right, Lois. Fine.
I wouldn't put the music, but I just wanted to show you.
We're making millions of dollars.
Happy Blame Someone Else.
I like that.
Same.
National Blame Someone Else Day. The first Friday.
Blame it on
the first Friday, the 13th. That's always blaming on somebody else.
So real quick, do you mind if we do the scary movie slide real quick, Tim, so we can have people
absolutely
jump on? So today's Friday the 13th, right? So
sure.
We want to know, and I believe it's right before that, Tim, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know where it's at.
Yep. There we go.
There we go.
So we want to know. What is your favorite scary movie?
Those are good ones.
Does that mean the one you'll never
Chase,
see
you can
again?
jump in too if you've seen it.
What's that?
I'm just telling Chase he can jump in. Chase, my little brother's here from Big Brothers Big Sisters. We'll get him on here in a little bit.
We want to know what is your favorite scary movie or horror movie. I don't know what the scary movie, horror movie. I guess
I'll never look at The Exorcist again.
And that's scary stuff, right?
You know which movie messed me up? I can't watch again. Is Rosemary's Baby.
That was
pretty creepy. It was more creepy, and then the intro music and.
But The Exorcist.
The Shining.
I don't want to see that one again either.
That's
I watched that. I was up all night.
Well, if it does its job, you don't want to watch that.
Well, I'm an adult. I saw The Exorcist, and I'm teaching school. I beat my principal to school that next morning because I didn't want to be in the house by myself.
Please put your favorite scary movie in the comments because we want to get it up there.
Favorite scary movie.
What's yours?
Jinx. I would say, I don't want Nightmare on Elm Street. So I go back to when I watched something as a kid and it was like, I couldn't go to sleep for Nightmare on Elm Street is one that comes to mind.
That's a good one.
I read the book. I never.
That's a good one.
Friday the 13th, I know we talked about this morning is one. The Shining still gives me kind of.
Saw.
Yeah. Julius is Saw.
That's gross. I see bits and pieces
Texas
of those.
Chainsaw Massacre is pretty freaking weird and scary. Yeah. So,
there's so many of the Friday the 13th.
Was
1, 2,
85
3.
now?
Yeah.
And then Halloween, just the music and Michael Myers, the suspense. So, those are some that come to mind.
What's that? Oh, that's paranormal. What's that second one in? Next to
Peeping Tom?
That sounds like a movie that Blake Becker had on his car.
It could be a Blake Becker. I don't know. The Shining. Fun fact.
What's the fun fact? We love fun facts, don't we, Julia?
I grew up in Bangor, Maine, and just up the street, Stephen King. So I coached his kids a little bit at the YMCA in basketball. Stephen King is a very interesting guy.
I would think so.
Not really so much on the conservative Republican side, but to stay out of it. But Super smart, gave a lot, did a lot for our town in Bangor,
Misery?
Maine. Misery.
That's a good one.
That Misery.
Pet Cemetery
film. I saw some of that filming there in Bangor, Maine.
What?
No, Blake's comment.
What we got?
Blake's Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah,
that was pretty creepy.
Actually, it is pretty creepy back in the day, yeah.
Always can't, if you miss school and you watch Little House on the Prairie, always came on.
Caroline. Yeah, I'd never seen that one. I don't think.
No, Maddie, I have not seen that. You haven't watched a scary movie in years, Julia?
Yeah. It's when you get old. For me, it's like.
Well, we went to the movies the other night. Alex and I don't even remember the name of the movie, but it was like we got halfway through, and I'm sitting there going, "Why are we here?" But we went.
What's that?
Wait, you got one? Yeah, it's something just came out. Yeah, it was about this little girl who died in the pool. So this lady went and stole another kid and shaved its head off. And I'm just like, this.
Why are you watching that?
I don't know.
Lord.
We have some good friends that they like the scary movies, John and Ellie, and then they're like, come with us. Which we had a good time going, but it was like we're just halfway through there. I'm like, this is crazy.
How about did you see the Tom Cruise movie yet?
I haven't.
Mission Impossible?
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I want to see The Accountant too.
I spoke at a women's veterans event yesterday because Thursday was Women's Veteran Recognition Day, and they showed the movie Triple
X?
Oh gosh, it was about. Where are you?
So comment below.
While I hammer through, while I go through.
While Lois figures out how to use an iPhone.
There we go. Shut your mouth. Sorry. All right. It was women of the 688 the 6888, and that was a Central Postal Directory Battalion. I missed that, but let me tell you, these women were called up. They were all black, and they were like, I don't want to be doing mail. I'm going to go to some mail room. But what they had found out in 1943.
Oh, I heard about that one.
It's fabulous.
Is it really good?
Yeah.
Really good.
And they end up.
Who's the star in that? I remember.
Yeah, I do too.
Lori got Amy DeVille horror. That was a scary one too.
Oh God, that was
Amy
awful.
DeVille. That's a scary one. I still remember that.
Anyway, but I'm
trying to remember.
They had those airport hangars which are huge. They had something like 10 airport hangars that were filled with mail, and the president said, "No mail, low morale." So we got to get this thing.
What's that movie that
Amy DeVille horror.
I can't watch that one either.
That's a scary one.
Okay.
Yeah,
No.
That's up. That's
good one, Laura. Yeah,
Laura, yeah, good one, Laura. That's a scary one.
Never seen it.
But
never heard of it.
It's called Women of the 688. Yeah, there is a website. I'll get it for you.
If I can get it, I can put it up because I did see that. And I'm trying to remember who was
through.
I know there's all these cars. They're all the same color. There's Charles Patti.
Yeah, it's Charles Patti.
There were wonderful. I know her name. She played and what she played, and I know that Oprah was in there, but it was the lead woman who was. Remember. All right, we'll figure it out in about 2 seconds.
No big deal. Yeah.
So comment below. Friday the 13th. You believe in bad luck, Tim?
I do. I do believe in bad luck. I actually believe in a little bit of karma more than maybe bad luck.
Karma is 100%. I think karma is undefeated.
You treat people. Charles Patty's fine.
He's been here before.
He can park anywhere there.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in.
Don't tell me,
Charles. You can park there. Yeah.
I'm gonna text him.
Yeah. But he's not going. But no, I do believe in karma. I think like if you treat the way you treat people makes a big difference as to what comes back to you, without a doubt.
Yeah.
You mean like that kid at the riot that threw that frozen water bottle at a policeman, and he turned around to walk away, and a guy in shorts who looked like he played football, he tackled him, and boom.
Is that like on viral right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta watch
it. Was like I watched it like 10 times. It knocked him so hard it knocked his gun out of his pocket. The guy fell down and he.
Wow.
So it was.
Wow.
So it was pretty good. So.
And anything else we want to promote?
Yes,
this
we do.
weekend?
We do. It's also Flag Day.
Yeah.
Yes, my daughter's birthday too, by the way.
And your daughter's birthday. That's the most important.
Yeah, June 14th.
Charles Patti. In the building. You were in the right spot, but you're good. You're good.
You could have parked anywhere.
Are you going to interview your little brother?
Yeah, I will whenever is good.
Well, because I wanted him to talk about Flag Day, which will be down at. Are you okay with that? Talking about it.
Chase, you want to come on over here for a minute?
Yeah, because they do a special. Aha! Yeehaw!
Lois is going to be on the ground in a minute.
They do a special
Chase,
ceremony.
Come on over here real quick.
Down at Freedom Park, and maybe he could tell us about that.
I want to introduce to you Chase Jones, my little brother from Big Brothers Big Sisters. Chase is the man. I don't care for his hat too much, even though I bought it for him.
You're Chiefs fan, Chase?
Step up, Chase.
Hey, Chase. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I didn't catch the Super Bowl this year. I'm asking for a friend who won. Asking for a friend.
The Eagles.
The Eagles won. Don't worry, but you guys got a couple in before that, so you're good. You're good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I want him. Well, tomorrow is also Flag Day, and they do a special tribute down at the Freedom Memorial, and Chase is part of that. So Chase, tell us what you guys do.
Yeah, so we're gonna go down there for Boy Scouts, and we're gonna help plant the flags and raise flags and stuff. It's service hours for our community and citizenship in the community merit badge. So that kind of teaches us about serving the community. So we need 10 service hours to help the community. So we're gonna go down there on Flag Day and help plant flags and raise the flag.
And then after the ceremony is over, then you go down to the parking lot and learn about how to properly dispose of the flags?
Yes.
Have you been to one of those?
No.
Okay. Well, what they do is they have all the Boy Scouts, and they have certain people, if they bring their flags, they're folded properly, and then they have a fire pit sort of set up, and then they teach the students how they dispose of American flags. They're always disposed of properly. And around town, you can look around and you can see Freedom Eagles. They're like old mailboxes where you can drop flags in.
I've seen those.
You've seen those down at the VFW. They've got one.
Yeah, we actually dropped a flag off there the other day.
You did? Nice.
Tim, we keep getting this buzzing in there. Yeah, it's even worse.
Oh, it's worse.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that better? Okay.
That's better, yeah.
Okay, and they Cadillac, the gentleman we just had his service for, he was the one that was instrumental, along with a couple other guys that got this going, and they're still going to carry it forward. But that's where they get the flags. Like I said, I think Ace Hardware has one. I know 7721 has one. I know there are other places. But this is how they teach the scouts and children. They come there and they learn how to take care of the flag.
Love it.
All right. So let me... and so, speaking of tomorrow being Flag Day, you can go down to see. It's a wonderful ceremony to see these Cub Scouts and these older Scouts and JROTC. But tomorrow is Flag Day. The first Flag Day observance was June the 14th, 1887. 100 years after the flag was adopted by the Continental Congress. I'm gonna go. You can actually Google this, but it's really wonderful to. They didn't actually make it official until 1949, when the National Flag Day, the Act of Congress made that the National Flag Day. And I'd also like to point out, with my Republican Women's Group, this is one of the books that we read to kids, kindergarten through second grade. I think this is a first grader. Yeah. And we teach them about the flag, the fun facts about the flag, and how the flag is folded and all that wonderful good stuff. So tomorrow, trifecta, come down to Freedom Memorial, where you can flag and what else was I talking about? Too tired. And then for tomorrow for the parade, just stay in touch. Tape it on your DVD or DVD or whatever. Tape it.
Cassette.
Yeah, on your 8-track.
Put on your TV, DVD. I told you after I played that, I played with 3 guys yesterday. I'm gonna play tonight. Oh yeah, I'll be ready. I'd be ready. And I'll bring my flags down to the event. Okay, guys.
Awesome. We'll see you tonight,
Thanks
Lois.
for
Thanks
letting
for
me do
always
my
coming.
thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
always. Come on down, Charles Patti. You're the next contestant on 239 Live. Got about 18 guests today, so big show. Doing a big, furious Friday, Fab 5 Friday. Got Charles Patti.
What's going on,
my
brother?
guy.
Yeah, we got a lot going on. Charles Patti in the house. Charles,
Headphones.
Yeah, headphone up. Charles a pro at this too, so he's got it down.
Yeah, we've done a few podcasts, right? In your
Couple.
day.
Hey, there you go, Charles. Welcome to the studio.
Hey,
have you done the live yet?
No,
He's not done the
first live, man.
Yeah. He's a natural. He's gonna be easy.
Yeah.
Charles is
Sponsor,
very
Myself
well known,
Wellness.
and thank you so much, Myself Wellness. Wonderful sponsor of ours, and I think on the commercial I said ketamine and ketamine, and so I got to maybe go back and
Clean it up a
clean
little
that
bit.
up a little bit, but I think we get the point.
Yeah. And you want to
I
talk
think
about a
you can
little
actually
bit
say it
about what Myself Wellness offers?
For sure. And like,
You don't have to go into too great detail, but
no,
we'll get the ad
I
plan
mean,
too.
following, listening to the show and what you guys were talking about before and the patriotism and talking about our veterans, I think I would just like to focus on what ketamine is doing for our veterans community.
Yeah.
And so, it's for PTSD, depression, and anxiety, and a lot of the self-medicating that follows these kind of symptoms with people coming back.
No, I'm not laughing at that. Just the comments.
No, for sure.
People.
But the thing is that the medicine's pulling people straight out of suicidal ideation. We're usually pretty much getting all of our veteran community off of all the pharmaceutical medications that they're probably taking through the process of the treatments that we offer, and so we're doing a lot of good work, and we're giving a lot of people relief and hope.
I love it. Yeah, I've heard nothing but fantastic experience. I know quite a bit of people that actually go to your clinic and obviously rave about your services. And then I did the liquid IV, which was amazing. Felt refreshed, re-energized. So absolutely, Myself Wellness doing great. What
Charles, I took it down, but I had to put it up real quick. Asking for a friend is Charles.
I know.
Hey, even though you're married, it makes a guy smile a little bit.
That's
right?
why I was laughing. I was laughing at you providing services for better. Is Julia Gray single? Asking for a friend. Charles is happily married. I don't want to speak for you.
Yeah,
but
no, for sure, definitely.
Makes sense.
Tip him up a little bit. That's all. He can stand.
No,
I
you guys
like standing myself.
Not tipping anyone.
Pat's so tall, I had to get out of my seat and stand next to him.
And the seat kind of puts you like a
little
little bit of a
It's like the movie Clifford.
Yeah. Real good. So, Charles, tell us a little bit. You told us a little bit about Myself Wellness. Obviously, what inspired you to get the clinic going and get into this type of treatment?
Yeah, so this is mission driven on my end. I suffered for a lot of years and went through depression and anxiety and self-medicated with a lot of outside substances, and it was through the use of psychedelic medicines I alleviated all of that out of my life. And so at Myself Wellness, we really do specialize in psychedelic therapy. And a lot of people don't realize that ketamine actually has psychedelic properties to it, and it's actually an FDA approved medication. So this is legal for people to have access to now.
Yeah, and I know big changes are coming. I've seen just in the last month or two, really pushing hard to get that type of treatment and to make it a little bit more, a little bit more available. Is that correct?
For sure. I mean, even in Texas right now, they just passed. They got a grant for $50 million to start studying Ibogaine for veterans with PTSD. So what people don't understand is that we're helping people achieve 20 years worth of therapy in about 3 weeks at our facility. And we're not just treating the symptoms, we're actually doing neurological healing and getting to the root issue and the root cause of why people are suffering to begin with.
Awesome.
I guess one of the things too is I'm a little bit skeptical, I guess, not so much now as before I met you is, hey, listen, what really does it do? Tell us what it really does, because we say I ketamine treatment. What how does it really do what it's supposed to do? I guess my question is.
Well, so it's actually it's FDA approved as an anesthetic, but what they go ahead.
No, I don't. I mean to interrupt, but I actually learned something interesting when I was at the clinic a couple of weeks ago for the IV treatment. Police and first responders are allowed to.
This is an FDA-approved medication that we're using off-label.
Can't use marijuana if you're a police officer, even if you have a medical card, right? You can't.
No, for sure. Yeah, So people can do this because this is actually federally legal, where cannabis isn't federally legal. And basically, what the medicine's doing is whenever we've had any kind of traumatic experiences in our life, or just through the course of life, our neural pathways get damaged in our brain. And when the neurons are trying to fire through these pathways, they start to bounce off the interior walls, which causes a lot of the symptoms of depression, anxiety, PTSD. Ketamine is actually going in and physiologically remapping and restructuring the neural pathways in the brain. It's also going in and hitting the receptors that create our dopamine, which is our feel-good chemical. So the brain starts naturally producing more of it, so we feel really good. But we send people into a therapeutic, dreamlike state where people have these profound healing experiences. And like I said, people are achieving decades worth of therapy in 6 sessions.
Amazing.
Yeah, Julia has a question. Is the ketamine treatment addictive? So you can say it two different ways, by the way.
What's that?
You can say it. There's 2 different ways that ketamine.
Okay, I'm just
okay. Ketamine. Go ahead.
Tomato.
Yeah, exactly.
So at our facility, the way that we utilize the medicine, nobody's going to be getting addicted to it. If anything, I actually got asked before previously, you know, what would happen if somebody might be recreationally abusing ketamine and they do get addicted to it? Do you think you could help them with ketamine therapy? And we actually got somebody that was abusing ketamine off ketamine by using ketamine therapy the way that we use it. So no, nobody's going to be addicted. It's the #1 choice for pediatric sedation. So like they give it to children 18 months and older for surgeries. And this goes back to your law enforcement part or first responders. Like this is prescribed by a doctor, but if you were to have surgery, like I just had surgery a couple of months ago, and the doctor used ketamine as one of the medicines to keep me under. So
interesting.
Yeah, it worked, and it works, right? It puts you,
It doesn't just kind of work. I'm talking about a night and day scenario. If anybody's heard about like ayahuasca or DMT out there, that's basically what we're doing. An intramuscular shot of ketamine at the right dose is like an hour-long ayahuasca session. So you don't have to fly to Peru or Mexico anymore. You can come to Bonita Springs at My Self Wellness in a clinical setting that feels like a day spa.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. But it's basically like, you know, this is a safe setting full of a team of people that are well-versed in psychedelic medicines. And if everybody's done the treatments at our facility, from our doctors to our nursing staff. So we're really, you know, we're definitely doing good work, but doing it very differently from a lot of other places.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility too, and how you have the lounges set up where people can relax, put the headphones on, sleep, the mask, and then you let even people hang out in a lounge there as long as they want after they do their treatment.
Yeah, so we built our company on the what not to do's, and we had heard feedback that after people came out of their ketamine treatments at other facilities that they basically were ushered out very quickly. So we have an integration room for people that they can relax for the rest of the day. It's basically a chemically induced meditative state at the deepest level possible.
Yeah, one of the things I was going to ask is how do you ensure safety and that type of thing when they're going through a treatment?
So this is a sub-anesthetic dose. So like a fraction of what you would give somebody going into surgeries. And ketamine, like I said, it's so safe they give it to babies for surgeries. That being said, also we have a team of people that monitors. Everybody's hooked up to, you know, vital monitors so we can keep an eye on everything. But, you know, we've done over 16,000 treatments. We've never had any issues. Yeah. We've never had to call, you know, the paramedics
or something.
No, this is like, you know, when people might have a difficult experience, it's usually because they're processing something.
Trauma or...
Yeah, for sure. But, you know, the healing journey isn't always a beautiful one. Sometimes we got to go through the dark to get to the light, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And with today being Friday the 13th, I'm going to kind of go off track a little bit. What's your favorite scary movie of all time?
You know, I am a big fan of when I was younger. I liked the Child's Play movies.
I think the actor just died from Child's Play. I saw that.
Really?
I saw it the other day. He passed away, man.
Yeah. Child's Play is a good one. We want to hear from people for their favorite
movies. Put them out there. Scary movies.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
And that's one, you know, I remember watching as a kid. I could never sleep in a waterbed ever again because remember when you got like stuck in the waterbed and
yes.
Waterbed just freaked me out for.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. We have a good question from Julia. How does one know? I guess that's a big thing. A good question.
That is a good question.
And then also I want to ask Patrick, would you ever seek to do?
We kind of talked about that when I came. I definitely consider it. Not at this point, maybe in my life, but it's definitely something I'm definitely open to considering. Especially, I know a lot of people know them well, like good friends that have gone to My Self Wellness and have, experienced amazing results. Yeah.
So the answer to that question, and I'm going to make a bold statement that I've been advised not to make many times, is that I don't think there's pretty much anybody that couldn't benefit from this kind of therapy one way or another. So, whether you have depression, anxiety, PTSD, OCD, bipolar disorder, but everybody's been through something in their life, and we have a lot that we need to unpack and decompartmentalize. And, it's tapping people into higher states of consciousness where people are really, finding out more truths about themselves and the universe. And I think it's a really beautiful thing.
Maybe sometimes people don't want to find out more about themselves too, though,
the whole ignorance is bliss thing, right?
Yeah. How deep do you really want to go?
Well, I went straight down the rabbit hole, and I've never turned back.
But you kind of talked to me about with my car accident, and you said you think there's, and I'm open to talk about it, so you can talk about what you told me.
Well, so like when I had heard about Pat's story with him being in the accident, and that's a very traumatic experience, there's a lot of neurological damage that's happening when you're in a car accident like that and you've been through a traumatic experience. And ketamine is not only doing the neurological healing that I was talking about, but we've treated people with traumatic brain injuries at our facility, and we're having amazing results.
Yeah, and I guess it'd be interesting for me to know, because like I don't feel like I've been through a lot of that, but I wouldn't know, I guess.
You wouldn't know, right? You might be.
And you take ketamine treatments, and
would you be open to it, I guess, would be a question.
I think if I felt like I had some major trauma before, I mean, I think like Charles says, I wouldn't even know. But
that being said, not to interrupt you, Tim, you've probably seen some stuff as a police officer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot. Like, yeah.
Deaths,
been involved in deaths,
suicides.
But for some weird or strange reason, I don't really think about them. Which I'm glad. I could be blocking it out, but I honestly don't think about them. One of the things that I will tell you is, working in the position I did, is when we had, and it's happened to me before, but a young kid drowns in a pool and you save the kid, and a lot of these deputies go through these, and we do debriefs. And initially, when I first started in law enforcement, it was like, hey, toughen up, buddy. Yeah. Hey, this stuff happens. And now we have a debrief and we go through it. But that was one of the hardest things, when I would have to talk to our members if they went through one of these things. And almost 95% of the time, the deputy would say, no, I'm good. And I would force them, and we would make them go talk to somebody. And then it would be probably a month or two after that, hey, thank you so much for making me do that, because no one wants to be that guy or gal that is not tough enough to do the job, right? But the reality is, when you have an infant or, a kid or even an adult, if that, that might happen, that you're holding and trying to revive. And so, I'm sure I probably have some things that have probably, but I just don't seem to know them,
So check this out. There was a guy named Carl Jung, and he talked about the personal unconscious. Okay. And so, like, if I have a fear of public speaking, people probably think it's because I don't want to get up in front of a crowd of people and make an idiot of myself and things like that. When you get into a disassociated state from ketamine, because it's a dissociative anesthetic, the mind separates from the body, and it removes the active blocks that are holding past repressed traumatic experiences or things in our personal unconscious, which means it's not my fear of standing up and talking in front of everybody. Something happened to me when I was 3 or 4 years old that gave me that fear. And so this is actually going to go ahead and address that and get to the root issue and the root cause. I'm friends with one of the lead scientists or doctors that was doing studies at Johns Hopkins University with psilocybin mushrooms.
Okay.
And somebody actually went back to when they were in the womb and the umbilical cord got wrapped around their neck.
Holy crap.
And they processed the trauma from before they were even born from having an umbilical cord wrapped around their neck. So that's what this kind of stuff is
happened
capable.
To me, actually. I was suffocating at birth on an umbilical cord.
Really?
Yeah. Interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah. But you know what's intense about that? To think that you could actually go back and teleport back to, that thought.
Listen, I had a guy who he's incredibly successful, sold the company for hundreds of millions of dollars, and he was having anxiety attacks almost every single day, and he should have been living his best life, and he couldn't figure it out. During his second treatment, he went back to when he was 7 years old. He got bit by a dog, and then after he got bit by the dog, his dad spanked him for some reason. Probably because he was freaking out. Dad didn't know what to do, whatever.
Why'd you run?
Yeah.
Because I was scared. But 7 years old.
But he came out of this treatment, and he's like, I barely even remember it happening, but it must have been affecting me all of these years. And after that day, he stopped having anxiety attacks.
I mean, the results speak for itself, and obviously it comes across. You're so passionate about this. I mean, you eat, sleep, and drink what you do, and it carries over. And again, you know, I've heard nothing but great results from people that, you know, and I know quite a bit of people that have been going to myself.
Well, listen, it's like, you know, in all transparency, I suffered from a severe opiate addiction for a lot of years, and I actually quit my opiate addiction from a psychedelic experience that I had. So like, we're getting people off fentanyl and heroin and, you know, other like Suboxone, Subutex, methadone, oxycodone, all of these kind of drugs or medications at our facility almost on a daily basis.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I've never had anybody that I've talked to come up and say there was a bad experience with it. Everybody's like, no, it put me in a state and it healed me and fixed me. And I'm sure it works different for each individual. I think a lot of it's, hey guys, a lot of it's a little bit like a fear of
the unknown,
maybe trying, or what's it going to bring out.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. And I've got that from people before. They're like, you know, I don't know if I want to go deep into my subconscious like that. But at the end of the day, you know, we're all on our individual healing journeys, and this is the journey of life. And like, you know, if you have any symptoms of depression or anxiety and there's something like this that can actually address that, why not give it a chance?
Can I ask how much is like a treatment plan cost?
So
rough?
we have
insurance.
No, so insurance doesn't cover the treatments the way that we're offering them right now, just because we're using ketamine off label, and like I said, it's an FDA approved anesthetic.
Okay.
But our basic package, we have a few different packages, but the initial one for 6 ketamine treatments, 2 psychiatric meetings, medical history, and then one-on-one integration through the process of the treatments, meaning working with my team one-on-one to help them process everything. The package goes for $3,500 in total. We do offer veterans and first responders discounts. Myself Wellness has donated over 100 people free treatments that couldn't afford them up to this point. Like I said, we're very mission driven, so we try to work with people where they're at. But you know, listen, people might say, and I hear it a lot, it's like $3,500 is a lot of money. And well, if you've been suffering for a decade and you feel like crap all the time, and I tell you, how much would you pay to stop feeling like that for the rest of your life? People would be like, well, that's priceless. So at the end of the day, $3,500 really isn't that much money.
Yeah. And how many treatments roughly do people seek or do?
So there's a cumulative effect of the medicine. So the neurological healing happens throughout the process of each treatment, and for like a window of about 72 hours to a week after each treatment. And it's through the process of 6 treatments we're really getting people from point A to point B. That being said, sometimes people want to do more because they're getting so much from the treatments, or sometimes people do the 6 and then, you know, a couple months down the road, they're like, you know what, I feel like I could use another one. So we do sell continued care packages as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a question up here too, real quick. Joel asked, do they ever address past life regression? I don't know too much about all that. It's getting deep.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Yes, they do. And like, I would love to have that kind of conversation, maybe like, you know, on a side note, not on the show, because it might be too much for people.
Yeah.
Going really deep now.
What were you in your past life, Patrick? Could you tell us? I think I was probably, I don't know what I was. I'm trying to think what I was. I was probably I don't know, kangaroo. I don't know. I'm not sure what I was.
I have no clue. What were you in your past life?
You know, Charles, what were you?
The entire universe, man.
Yeah.
I know, and that'll sound crazy to people too. I get it.
But it's kind of funny to think like, hey, is this the second time I've been through here? You ever have deja vu? Obviously, and you're like,
several times.
Did I do that before? You know, I'm just kind of curious. But,
I have it all the time.
Yeah, but I kind of like this picture of Charles Patti. Looking real good right there.
Clean up nice.
Well,
yeah. Look at the suit going on.
Hey.
Yeah, looking good. Looking good. Yeah.
You gotta show up, right?
Yeah, no, it looks great.
Absolutely.
Anything else to add? We thank you so much for being a sponsor of the show.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's we get the word out. A lot of people and
are you going to the pickleball thing tonight?
I can't make it. I wish I could. I can't make it.
Okay, well, you don't have to apologize to me. Apologize to Cornell.
I did already.
Okay. Come on, Charles. You're supposed to go to everything in town.
Don't be sorry. Just do better, Charles.
Everything
I know,
in town.
right? Hey man, I don't know. We could go down rabbit holes or whatever, but they talk about cloning and stuff. Maybe I can make another one of me, and we can make every event.
Yeah,
you know?
Let's do that. Cool. Let's do a clone.
And before I let you go, I know you're a big hip hop guy. Top 5 rappers all time. Go.
Lil Wayne, Eminem, Biggie. Man, listen, I know
I don't need explanation. I just need top 5.
I've been bumping Belly Gang Kush lately. I
have no idea who that is.
Most people don't, but if you're into hip hop and you like some, real hardcore stuff, that's the man right there.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Who's the 5th? No Tupac, no Nas.
I mean, listen, man, like I liked Pac and stuff like that. I almost think that like Rakim would be a better.
Rakim's definitely up there. God MC.
Yeah.
Your favorite rapper.
New Kids on the Block.
Listen, my favorite, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give the GOAT away to is Lil Wayne's got to be the GOAT. I'm not so sure about his new recent album that came out the most, but like you would have heard me bumping Wayne pretty much almost always in my car.
Definitely got a strong catalog, and wrote all this stuff too. Not a lot of rappers can say that
for sure, or didn't write it and just freestyled
for a lot
it
of people, as well. Well, Charles, always a pleasure having you on. Thank you for making time.
Charles,
for
thank
us.
you so much. I got to go around the backside. Thank you.
Pause.
Anytime you want to come on, you always got a free open door.
Absolutely.
Anything that's coming up, any events, just let us know.
Cool. Listen, if anybody wants to find out more about our treatments, go to myselfwellness.com, or you can hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. It's Charles, Patti.
Love it.
Awesome, buddy. We're going to go to a couple commercials. We'll get it changed out. We'll get the guys from Lely.
Lely's in the building.
In the house here real quickly. All right, let's do this. Guys, let's give a big shout out to our show sponsors, Becker Custom Builders. Blake Becker and his team are always about luxury design, top-notch quality, and giving you the best experience imaginable. Becker Custom Builders are experts in building your dream kitchen, bathroom, or even making your outdoor kitchen area a reality. They will take your plain house and make it into a cozy, welcoming home. So if you're looking to upgrade your space, Becker Custom Builders is the only place to look. They've got you covered. Blake and his team have whipped up the studio in no time, and it's looking great. Remember, contact Becker Custom Builders.
Show is brought to you by Vanguard Partners, a consulting agency built for service-based business owners. If you've been giving away control of your success to marketing agencies, coaches, or even your accountant, it's time to take it back. Vanguard Partners was founded by Bryce, a business owner who owns 3 service-based companies himself. He'll teach you how to generate your own leads, create offers customers actually want, and manage your cash, percentages, and key performance indicators so you're not stuck guessing what's next. Visit Now Trade Money Biz Profit to book a free call and get your business back on track.
Excited to share news about our great affiliate product, CellFit. CellFit is the first and only therapeutic enzyme that utilizes breakthrough cellular technology to make every cell in your body stronger and healthier. The benefits people are seeing are incredible. Pain is gone. Sleep is better. Energy is increased. Clarity is sharpened. Memory is enhanced. Skin is more clear and radiant. It's 100% bioavailable, which means it starts working right away. It's 100% natural and definitely no junk from China. Get fit from the inside out and get yours today at getselfit.com.
Hey, Patrick, did you take your self-fit today? My Self Wellness, a multi-award-winning clinic dedicated to helping people heal and thrive. My Self Wellness offers a wide range of innovative services, including ketamine therapy, IV nutritional therapy, NAD, psychiatry, and a wide array of additional services. If you or someone you love is struggling with depression, anxiety, PTSD, addiction, or chronic pain, ketamine therapy at My Self Wellness can offer new hope, often providing relief when other treatments haven't worked. Their caring team is passionate about guiding clients towards lasting wellness and a brighter future. To learn more or start your journey, visit myselfwellness.com and discover how My Self Wellness is changing lives every day. Hey folks, let's talk about Acres Plumbing. Acres Plumbing started in 1974 and is one of Naples' original local plumbing companies. They take great pride in being part of the town's growth through many plumbing projects completed. Acres Plumbing is family-owned and operated, licensed, and insured. They offer new construction, remodel, and traditional service plumbing. Their plumbing services cover everything from installation and repairs to maintenance, ensuring your plumbing runs smoothly. Where quality doesn't cost, it pays. Remember, Acres Plumbing.
This episode is fueled by sweat, smiles, and Torch Hot Yoga, Naples' infrared heated yoga studio located on Bayshore, just off 41. Whether you're seasoned at yoga or can't touch your toes yet, Torch has a spot for you. With 5 classes a day during the week and 2 on weekends, there's always time to get hot, stretchy, and maybe a little sweaty. But it's not just about the workout. Torch is all about community, connection, and that feel-good glow that sticks with you long after you roll up your mat. Plus, we've got awesome workshops coming up, so keep your eyes and chakras open. Come for the heat, stay for the vibe. Try Torch Hot Yoga today.
All right. We are back. Thank you so much for our sponsors. We couldn't do this without you, and we really are excited to be at the pickleball tournament tonight.
Vaughn, you're going to the pickleball? You're gonna be in the.
Vaughn's gonna be there. Vaughn's in the house.
You're just watching.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Without further ado, though, I think we got a great guest today, and he's got his shades on. He's so bright. We got Jayden Noel.
Shining.
Hey.
Jayden Noel. Shout out to the Noel family. Love the Noel family. CJ, Gene, and the Lely guy. Lely's in the building.
Yes, sir.
Get the Dennis Rodman shirt.
No, represent.
Why Dennis Rodman?
My mom's from Chicago.
Okay, well.
And Dennis Rodman's a tough mo. Yeah. That guy was
the worm.
It was badass defense.
A little crazy, but
a little crazy
out there. Yeah,
I ran into him over in Hollywood one day.
Oh, really?
I was like, whoa, and he had like an entourage with him. Yeah, he's just sitting there chilling. Yeah.
Who's your top Mount Rushmore for basketball players?
Michael Jordan 1,
of course. Doing good.
Kobe Bean number 2.
Yeah,
I got Allen Iverson 3.
That's a pretty good list.
I'm going LeBron 4 and Shaq.
Wow. It's hard to beat that list.
That's a good top 5. What about top 5 rappers all time? You're probably going to have some off-the-wall stuff, but go ahead.
Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Drake number 2.
Okay.
I'll probably go Biggie 3. Eminem 4. And I got personal Lil Baby 5.
Okay, so that's actually not a bad top 5.
No, it's a real good top 5. I mean, I'm still New Kids on the Block. I don't think they're rappers too much, but they're more kid band.
And you're Lely class of 2020, right?
Yes, sir. 2020.
Lely's in the building. Who do you consider the greatest Lely athlete or athletes of all time? Who do you look up to?
My father.
Of course. And who's your father?
CJ Noel.
Who do you play for?
Lely High School.
Lely High School and for the Packers for a little bit too, right?
Nah, not
no. Who was he on? Who was he?
Nah, he didn't get to go to college.
He was okay. I could have swore he signed with the Packers. No.
Nah.
Okay.
He didn't have his green card, so he had a bunch of offers. He was gonna go to NC State for football.
Okay.
But he didn't have his green card, so they didn't let him go.
Should have asked to stump Pat Gyra because he lost that big time.
Yeah. I got my Lely guys mixed up, I guess. And shout out to the Paul family, Matty Paul watching, the greatest Collier County family probably of all time. Yeah.
Paul,
Gene Paul played for Bob Knight. Yeah. And what do we got going on this weekend, Jayden?
This weekend we got our youth football camp. We got 3rd through 8th graders.
Okay.
We like to promote the youth. We like to say, if you're starting in high school, usually you're behind the game. Mm-hmm. So we like to get the youth in. We're doing a free camp this weekend
at Lely.
At Lely High School, we'll have Devin Moore there, Jonas DeClona, Mackenzie Alexander, a bunch of guests there from Collier County.
J.C. Jackson. Mockley, yeah.
We'll have all them there, just free game.
I'll tell you where J.C. Jackson went to, Tim, if you want to know.
A couple different
colleges. A couple different, yeah.
He kind of.
First he went to Florida.
He went
to
Maryland, right?
But then he went to JC, and then he went to Maryland after. Mackenzie, where did Mackenzie Alexander? Why am I drawing a blank on
Mackenzie? I know he went.
Why am I drawing a complete blank on where he went to school? Help
High
me
school?
out. No, he went to Immokalee. He's from Immokalee, but what college he went to? I
believe Clemson.
I was just gonna say Clemson. Yeah. You know, I also went to Clemson. Ronnie DeLuce, who was in my class.
I never met him, but I heard about him.
Yeah. He ran about a 4.3 in high school. Went to Clemson, tore his ACL at Clemson. So
really?
cornerback, Lely. Love Lely. But yeah, big youth football camp. We're gonna be out there, right, Tim?
Yeah, we're gonna be out there. I think it starts
9 a.m.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, 9 a.m.
We're
We'll
gonna be
have
out there. We're gonna be out there today.
You have to go to the east side, Tim. Sorry.
I don't know. I can make it down that way.
You have to bring Tim to the other side of Naples. I know you don't like to go out that way, but
I spent a lot of time at Lely High School back in the day.
Did you?
Yeah.
What doing? What arresting people?
Actually, more. I would say we put a couple kids in secure detention. But for the most part, the Lely kids are always good kids.
Absolutely.
Very respectful. Great mix.
Diverse.
Lely,
I mean, I don't know if they still do, but they had in the hallway
to have the flags.
All the flags of all
Nation
the
Square.
Yeah, amazing.
Like 40, 50 flags.
All the flags in there.
Yeah. Amazing at Lely, and you get kids from all different areas.
Talk about that. Talk about going to Lely and what you, appreciated and going through Lely had to offer.
Well,
because they get kind of a bad rap. I'm a Lely guy too,
But for me, I loved it personally because I grew up on Marco my whole life.
Okay.
So I wasn't used to that life,
Mm-hmm.
that having all that diversity around me. I'm Marco. So
Marco's not diverse?
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely zero down here.
So growing up on Marco, I loved it, obviously. But
Yeah.
when I went to Lely, it just opened my eyes to how big the world is, all different kind of lifestyles. So when I went there, it made me way more grateful of like what my dad does, how he handles himself, how he respects the community, always giving back to the community. So it just opened my eyes to never judge a book by its cover.
Absolutely. And when you think about Lely, talk about Lely, Coach Fritz, Team Fritz.
Yeah, legend.
Yeah, legend.
I say legend. He never backs down, they like to slander his name, but he takes it like a man, I think, and he never gives up on Lely, never gives up on the kids.
No,
that's
never
one
gives
thing.
up on, never left Lely, never forgot his roots. Yeah. Coach doing the clinics, coach basketball, doing football,
helping all, and then he helps all athletes around the county. So I believe he does the best.
Talk about what Fritz does.
He does personal training.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll train. He'll go wherever you would like, whatever sport you like. He has personal training for that, and then he'll just. I like the beach workouts. The beach workouts are the best.
Okay.
The hardest, but
running on sand.
You feel the difference. Probably 2-3 weeks after.
Yeah.
You already feel the difference, and then balling.
Now you got to do what the more so the Belle Glade guys, but you ever chase a rabbit?
Nah.
No, that's where it's at. That's how they train. Yeah.
That's the type of speed training we need down here.
Yeah. Belle Glade's probably got more NFL guys per capita to come out of there than toughest high school you played against.
Toughest high school?
Mm-hmm.
I would say.
And not just in terms of talent, but just overall, just fierceness and competitiveness. Like
Naples High School.
Naples High School.
I wouldn't say
he'll make Tim happy.
Yeah, back in the day,
he probably had the highest payroll.
I wouldn't say talent wise, but their discipline and their structure makes them why they're so good.
Well, I joking.
Well, they're still good
because Coach Kramer's a great guy. I mean, Coach Kramer always had him playing.
Current coach,
no, I'm saying,
nice
but when
guy,
when he played, it was Coach.
No. Coach Martin, he's outstanding too. I think he's been able to keep the
bar so high.
Very hard with Coach Kramer to
follow.
duplicate. Yeah, hard to follow, but I think Coach Martin has done a great job. From what I talked to the kids and they really like him. I coached at Naples High a long time ago.
Like in the 60s.
Back when we used to whip up on
leather helmets.
Lely High School, yeah. We had the coconut
I don't
ball.
know about that. Not when I went there.
Yeah, we didn't.
You had a little bit more.
Actually, Lely was always tough.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about Lely is it didn't matter what the record was. You go in there, and you might think you're gonna win, and next thing you know, Lely, always tough.
Who's some of the toughest guys you played against in high school?
I think Cesare Malusi, the running back from Naples at the time. Major Vaughn, he went to University of Florida. He's played for Chicago Bears now. I think those were the two best. Actually.
Okay.
That's about it.
What position did you play again? I'm sorry.
I played linebacker.
Linebacker, yeah.
I like to hit.
Middle linebacker?
Yeah,
outside linebacker?
Stephen Octavian.
He's a Mike.
Linebacker, Lely.
They got his jersey up in Lely still.
Yeah. Played for the Cowboys for a little bit. Yeah, Nebraska guy.
Yeah.
Colmer, right? Played linebacker. Went to Wisconsin.
He's still around. He probably.
Yeah, what's Colmer up to? Is he coaching?
He coaches with the youth. He coaches the kids.
Okay.
I'm assuming he'd be at this camp this weekend.
Yeah. It's a big camp. That's a big camp, and we'll put the flyer up again. It's not too late to register either, right? You could register.
You could register online, or you could register when you get there.
When you get there,
registration will be at 8:00.
Yeah, that's a got 3 NFL players basically coming out. Vaughn, you want to jump on? You can talk about the event too a little bit. No, save it for the mic, Vaughn. Anybody you want to shout out? Who do you want to shout out? And real quick before I let you go, or you guys can both stay on. But
you can.
Your official capacity with Lely.
So I'm the Lely Booster Club president now.
Oh wow, good.
I just became that over this summer, and then for the youth, I coach the 10-year-olds, 9 and 10-year-olds, and then usually just help out everything above that.
And Lely's got a couple guys that are going to be getting some significant college looks, right? And they got transfer, right? Someone told I didn't even know about this. Yeah. Actually, shout out to Patrick Dearborn told me Lely's getting a pretty talented.
Yeah, I thought they had a quarterback.
Yeah, legit.
He's
got like 60 offers. Yeah, he's got 60 offers.
I think he's going to be the best around
what's his name?
Florida. His name's Brady Quinn.
Brady Quinn,
His older brother Carter was the quarterback last year.
He's got the name for a quarterback.
Yeah, Brady Quinn, perfect.
Yeah, Brady Quinn.
I think people are assuming something more than it is, though. There's there's always a reason behind stuff happening.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great gift for Lely, and Lely's got a couple other talented kids. You can go ahead and plug.
Nino Joseph, the running back. I think he's top running back, probably top 2 in the state for sure.
Yeah,
and then Brady, of course, just going into his sophomore year, and then I think a lot of sleepers are the receivers. They're really big.
Go shout them out. Yeah, drop some names.
We got Brandon, number 6. He's going to be very good. Jayden Pino Young, I think he's going to have a good year this year. And Jude Matherin, I think he's going to have a very good.
And have a quarterback throw him the football and a running game, so people have to play.
What about the backup running back? What's his name?
Ty Collins. Yeah, he's a crazy
that's what I heard. I heard he's got 2 running backs that are just pretty legit.
2 running backs in the backfield, and you can get 300 yards on any given day for either one of them.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Seems you have to put 8, 9 guys in the box.
What's more impressive is a lot of people don't know this. Ty plays football on Friday nights and then flies out to play soccer.
Go ahead, say that in the mic. Say that in the mic, Vaughn, what you just said.
What I was saying is Ty plays he rushed for 300 yards on a Friday.
Rushes for 300 yards on a Friday.
And Saturday he flew to a soccer game.
Saturday flies to a soccer game. It sounds like Dion taking the helicopter.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah. I think it was like 600 yards.
In high school. Say it again?
I think it was 600 yards.
In one game.
600 yards and like 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, in one game. And it's because the star running back had twisted his ankle or his knee?
He broke his collarbone in the Coconut Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah. So then he went down. Ty came in.
Will they be there tomorrow?
Right up.
I think Nino.
I think they'll both be there, actually.
Okay. Listen, I watched those kids practice, and I was impressed. It's great to see it on the field, right? But when you watch them practice and they go as hard
1,000%
in practice as you see them in the game, it's a different kind of respect you gain for them.
Yeah. That's that Lely in them. Thanks for bringing me some Lely gear. Where's my Lely stuff?
I got you. I'll bring it in the morning.
Okay, got me. Okay,
we're already on it.
Okay,
I want to send a quick shout out to Coach Fritz, right, for having us to
love Coach Fritz.
For actually doing this, right, because one of the things you just stated was how much he cares about the community, and one of the things you stated was that sometimes the community slanders, right? But he stands firm, and he loves all the kids, not just Lely kids. Yeah. He loves all the kids. He'll train. He'll work with all of them.
Well, proof example is the guys are coming to the camp. And I know he trains some of them, like Mackenzie and JCR Mockley guys.
Right.
But he's worked with them and other.
Right. So
and the 2 current players that are in college right now, Devin Moore and Jonas DeClona, they're both from Naples High School, but always trained with Coach Fritz.
And that's a good thing.
That speaks volumes that they want to work with Coach Fritz.
And it speaks volumes to who he is in his character. I don't want to blow smoke up his butt too much, but that's a good guy. You know what I mean? So also I want to send a shout out
passionate about the community in Lely.
And if we're gonna do that, I don't think there's a bigger advocate for the Lely kids than CJ Noel. Right? And I'm not just saying this because Jayden's here. I'm saying this because I've been able to witness what he does with those kids.
And he's helping sponsor this
from elementary school to post graduation. He's always given a hand. So I appreciate double salute, shout him out.
Love the Noel family. Yeah, great family. Paul family, Noel family. You were at something with Low Paul. I saw yesterday. Right?
Yeah. So last night, unbeknownst to me, I was nominated for an award from this organization.
That's awesome.
Read it. I can't see it.
Father and Community Champion of the Year 2025.
That's amazing.
So it's crazy because right now me and my daughter are at each other's throat. So I want to apologize publicly to my daughter, because as a parent I have to do better. If I can do more in the community and encourage and inspire and help them, I shouldn't be at odds with my own child. You know what I mean? So it was kind of bittersweet, but maybe this is what happens, you know, in order to wake me up. Maybe I put a lot of time in helping others and I didn't do it in the right space. So I don't want to negate or minimize this opportunity, minimize this. Come on, Jay, you're supposed to be here. This is about Lely.
He's showing respect to you. He wants you to get your flowers while you can.
But yeah, I wanted to. You
can put the headphones on too.
I don't want to minimize the actual getting an award, but I never saw that one coming. And as I saw Lo yesterday, which I hadn't seen him in probably 3 or 4 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even though he's the person that he does our homeowners insurance, right? So it's just us communicating by email,
right?
Things of that sort. But being able to talk to him,
it's Tim's neighbor.
Yeah. You told me that.
Lo's a great guy.
You told me that.
I love that guy.
Lo's a great guy. Yes, he was saying that he wanted to get back on the basketball court.
Lo does. I'm just gonna tag him real quick.
I'm quite sure he's watching because he actually.
We got a lot of people on watching today, so yeah, good chance.
I know Maddie said he's in a meeting, so he couldn't call in. Otherwise, he would normally call in. But and talk about how you because you didn't go to Lely, but how you got involved with Lely. I know obviously your son went there, but you've stayed involved with Lely.
Well, the relationships that were built when my son was there, they just continue to and he graduated in 2016. In fact, I think Jayden has a story about my son. They played the same position, but I'll let him say that.
Linebacker,
right? Yeah.
Outside, inside.
Bear played outside and inside, right? He played both.
Okay.
Undersized linebacker with the heart of a lion. His nickname is Bear, right? And it's been Bear since he was born. Like the day he was born, my aunt gave him that name. So he's always been a big, stocky guy. His story is great. He actually went from being a lineman to a running back.
Jeez.
Right? In one season. And Coach Comer was his coach at the time, and Coach was like, he can run the ball, he can catch, he knows the plays, but he's so big. And he said if he loses 25 pounds, I'll give him a shot. I'm like, I'm not putting my 9th grade kid on a diet to lose 25 pounds.
Right.
But lo and behold, he did it because he wanted to. That's the position he wanted to play. So he did it. I think he did it pretty good. But the story that Jayden has, it almost made me like, wow, this kid had something in him. You know what I mean? To be a senior and be able to impact a freshman Come here, Jayden, man. Tell the people the story.
Yeah, come on. You can. Here, I want you to hop on here.
Tell the people the story.
I'll hop on this one. Go ahead.
So I remember going into high school, I was bigger too. So I was telling them I always played linebacker my whole life growing up with the Naples Hurricanes. I played linebacker, so they put me there to go against the varsity kids. And I remember I laid a good hit, but I remember I got the wind knocked out of me, and then Bear just picked me up. And, like, I remember I couldn't breathe, but he gave me that, you're okay, good job. And then from that point on, it just gave me, like, a shock. Like, when I get, like, if I ever felt anything, just get up, you're good. Next play, you'll always be all right. And it always kind of just stuck with me from that day all throughout high school.
Love it.
And I didn't even know Vaughn at the time, so it's kind of funny that it comes full circle.
Yeah, and that's how things kind of come. And Vaughn, you wanted to kind of talk about, too, your other passions. I know you're an author as well.
Yeah, I'm an author. I have a book that was published a couple months ago. It's called Uncuffed. I kind of really I wasn't prepared for that, right? I was here to talk about tomorrow, the Lely things.
We'll finish with that, too.
But so my book is called Uncuffed, and it talks about freeing ourselves mentally. Whether incarcerated or in the free world, because I know a lot of people here that go to work every day, law-abiding citizens that are actually captives in their own mind. and it's a book filled with principles. It's more of an educational narrative. People want to think that it's about my life, and it's really not about my life. It's about the principles that I learned to apply to change from one person to another, now headed in the direction that I chose, not the direction that society or life circumstances put me in. So,
what do you see the most challenging things for youths today, mentoring young youths?
Their obsession with social media.
Yeah.
Their obsession with what they hear on radio, on rap, and so on and so forth. Trying to emulate. See, I think the biggest crisis in the world, no matter what we ever think about it, and it's been the biggest crisis forever, is the identity crisis. I always give the example. I remember when the rap group, the Migos, first came out, right? When they were hot, you can walk into any mall, any place where there was a group of people, large amounts of people, you can see where there were imitators, right? You actually see 3 guys with tight jeans on and dreads, like, and you can see that that's who they were trying to be, to emulate, you know what I mean? And I think the identity crisis is where we're stuck at right now, you know?
But you don't think that was around in in the 90s or 2000s, people trying to
absolutely. I'm just using that as an example because it's something that he can relate to, right? It's like we can see it like this is current day, right? Almost current day because it's still going on now, right? But I think there's so much. I think we were all born with a purpose, and until we can get in contact with the person that we were supposed to become, like right now, what you're doing now, you were always meant to do, right? Maybe technology, maybe.
Low Paul on.
Low, good morning.
Yeah, no, I definitely. I feel like this is my call and my passion, so I'm definitely blessed to be able to do it for a living now. But you know, and when I kind of scoffed because I thought you were going to name some newer rappers. You know, I grew up, on 90s, early 2000 hip hop, and those hip hop artists would tell you they rapped about stuff they saw in their community, but they rapped about to get out of that environment. Nowadays, it's like a lot of these guys didn't even grow up in that environment, then become successful and want to go become something they're not, and that's how some of these guys end up getting killed too, basically putting themselves in positions.
I think that's a lot with the social media though, because you
1000%.
You hear the music, you see, these people are rapping, they're getting a lot of what they call clout.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of people want now. So you're chasing something that's imaginary.
Yeah,
right. And then you try to compare yourself to something that you're never
were.
Are.
Because if you live that, you don't want to go back to that. You wanted to escape that for a reason,
And if you're living that, you don't want to get stuck in that place, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to get stuck in that place. So when I wrote the book, with helping people who had gone through what I've gone through poverty, going through the single parent, going through, like, we're going to take all of those things off the shelves, right? And we're going to apply principles that help us to reprogram our thinking, reprogram the way we see things, right? Because I believe, and I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or anything, but I believe that our minds don't know the difference between the truth and a lie. So if you tell the same lie over and over again, it becomes your reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So why not switch that and tell yourself a lie that's positive?
Start believing it. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So the book is a good book.
Great book. And two, you talk about me being able to do this for a living. I love it. It's cool, but it's given me an opportunity to have a voice and give back. And tomorrow, what I'm going to do, going back to Lely, where I graduated 25 years ago, and being able to talk to the youths about, my experiences in drug addiction is just one of the coolest things, I'm blessed to be able to be part of. So, and I know you helped put that together. So I really thank you. You have no idea what that means to me, going back to the high school I graduated from and getting to talk about my trials and tribulations I went through. So hopefully none of the kids have to go through it as well.
Same. That's a blessing, man.
A huge blessing.
Yeah, but I do know what it means to you, you know, because in our very first conversation, he told me about his passion and how he wanted to go to Lely in the very first conversation, right? Then the football clinic came about, right? So it's nothing is coincidental, right? And soon as the football clinic, the flyer came, or Fritz called me, I ended up calling him, hey, opportunity is right here. You know what I mean? So here we are. Now again, we're full circle in a short time.
Yeah.
You know, so
God is going to, and I don't believe in coincidences. And two, when I met you, I think it was a Monday, I had talked to Eric Green on a Friday, and Eric said that, you know, you have this platform that's really becoming pretty big and successful. You should really kind of maybe try to focus on giving back or more community, God's work. And then I met you Monday, and I said, light bulb, this need to bring him on the podcast. So he was on our podcast with Larry.
Oh yeah, that was cool. It was a cool experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm gonna show you how cool it was. I think that was maybe 2 months ago, and I've been here 3 times already. I've been here 3 times already.
Yeah.
It's a cool experience. It's an experience because we want to be a voice in the community. We want to be able to help people to overcome. Like for me, working with youth is always a great thing because I plan on living to a ripe old age. And this is selfish, right? But I want to know that the young people that are going to be in control of our community, they're prepared, you know, and they have good hearts and they want to give back to the community. So I continue to feed into that because one day we all have to hang it up, right? And I need to know that
you
there's
leave the place better than you left it.
That's right. And I want to know that there's somebody that even if it's not better, that's willing to pick up the torch and do the same things, or if not better than what we're doing right now. So.
Yeah, and especially for me, you know, I've done so much destruction, not saying the community, but just in my life and around others. So now being able to have a voice and be able to give back, in whether it's a small way or whatever, is an amazing feeling. So I can't wait for tomorrow. Like, it's just a surreal moment coming back to Lely and be able to talk about what I went through, and hopefully helping some of these kids is just an absolute blessing. So thank you to you and Coach Fritz. It's just an absolute huge honor for me.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, likewise.
And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
We'll be there tomorrow, 239 Live at Lely.
What do you
at Lely?
What size shirt do you
Greatest high school of all time.
What size
t-shirt
you need? Huh?
XL.
Small?
XL.
Smite? Yeah. Small and tight?
No, we don't do the tight. We're old school, baby. We don't do the tight clothing.
Hey, so we're gonna have a good time tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And I'll see you guys tonight.
Yeah, we'll be there tonight too during the lifetime. Yeah, pickleball tonight, and then Lely in the morning.
You guys are gonna need Father's Day off.
How's retired life, Tim?
That's good.
He's retired.
I know. I get it. Hey, thanks for having us.
Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you. And we're gonna bring in Mr. Greg Dodge here, Naples City Lifestyle. Vaughn,
guys, let's give a big shout out to our show sponsors, Becker Custom Builders. Blake Becker and his team are always about luxury design, top-notch quality, and giving you the best experience imaginable. Becker Custom Builders are experts in building your dream kitchen, bathroom, or even making your outdoor kitchen area a reality. They will take your plain house and make it into a cozy, welcoming home. So if you're looking to upgrade your space, Becker Custom Builders is the only place to look. They've got you covered. Blake and his team have whipped up the studio in no time, and it's looking great. Remember, contact Becker Custom Builders. Hey folks, let's talk about Acres Plumbing. Acres Plumbing started in 1974 and is one of Naples' original local plumbing companies. They take great pride in being part of the town's growth through many plumbing projects completed. Acres Plumbing is family-owned and operated, licensed, and insured. They offer new construction, remodel, and traditional service plumbing. Their plumbing services cover everything from installation and repairs to maintenance, ensuring your plumbing runs smoothly. Where quality doesn't cost, it pays. Remember, Acres Plumbing. Hey, we're back. Wow.
A lot going on.
A lot going on.
Guest number 18 today.
Yeah, we got a lot of good guests today. And without further ado, let's go ahead and Greg Dodge.
City Lifestyle. Greg Dodge in the building.
He's live. Look, he's up.
Welcome.
He's up.
We got you up this morning.
We got you.
Earliest you've been up.
I was out last night.
I know you were out.
We got your custom lower third for you and all this. Look at this.
Look at what,
I don't know what I did.
You look like you're about to go to Palm Beach or something and relax.
Move his mic up a little bit. Move his mic up just a little bit. There you go.
I booked 5 parties this week. So I everyone's like, can we do something? Can we do something? I'm like, yeah. Just in June.
Yeah,
I ended
before you know it, June comes.
And we just talked about we kind of do the same thing. Like, we'll do the line. And the next thing you know,
and I booked 5 parties this week. So I had a party Tuesday, had 2 on Wednesday, had 1 last night. I have another one tonight.
What was last night?
I've got a pool party on Sunday. Last night was
I can't keep up with you anymore.
I was helping up with Lou Jacks wanted me to bring some people in. It wasn't a big party, like 15 people showed up.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a great time.
Is that on over there?
Yeah, and then Wednesday you had the City Lifestyle.
Turn it down. Yeah.
We did the party at Sunset Social. So that's like a series that we do second Wednesday of every month.
I'm gonna shoot Perry Hotel. Tag Perry Hotel on this too, because on Sunday you're gonna have something at the Perry too, right?
We're doing a pool party.
Pool party, yeah.
Pool
in August. We're doing a pig roast with a pool party.
Oh, okay. We're doing something there the following Sunday. I don't know if you heard.
No, what are you doing
today? Well, I'll tell you. We're going to announce it later today. It's going to be big, but want you involved too, of course.
Yeah, whatever you guys want.
Yeah. And talk about. We got, I think, Greg slide up for City Lifestyle.
Sure,
Tim. But talk about the magazine, Naples City Life. I mean, pretty much everyone knows in Naples what
they don't. Listen, it's we are the magazine that focuses on businesses like ours, right? Small individual business owners. I think that's one of the blessings in COVID was people left where they were living for a specific, enough time to go, wow, it's nice to be somewhere else and not really live there. But I know that certainly happened to me. I was down here in Naples. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do next. And I was like, I don't know what I got to figure out, but I got to figure out how I'm going to move here and I got to figure out something to do.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to move here and live my life here.
And so City Lifestyle came about. You want to talk about what you did up in your previous life in the Philadelphia area?
Well, my whole life I was in the restaurant business. So, that's one of those weird things too, right? I mean, it took a complete failure of what your life's work was to have to figure out what the next moves were, and that included a move to here and starting something that I had no experience in, and knock on wood, it's worked out. I always say the most successful thing I've ever done is not have this magazine fail. I would. It's
an interesting way to look at it.
I would hesitate to say that the magazine's successful, but the most successful thing I've ever done is keep this thing alive and get it to where it is now.
And it seems like it's growing too. I mean, I see new people at the events, different ages, ethnicities.
It's a very organic thing, and we keep adding good people. And I haven't met a bad one in the bunch yet, so we just continue. It's very organic momentum,
1,000%,
and I feel very blessed with it. And in the restaurant world, I was very proud of the culture that I built for my restaurant.
Right,
we all have cultures, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was very proud of it. And I said, listen, you have no idea how delicate this thing is. I mean, it could take 10 years to build it, and it could take 10 days to ruin it. So in learning that lesson firsthand, I'm just very protective of the culture of this magazine and what we do here.
And your events, just one after another, top notch. I mean, Dusk, Ritz-Carlton, Estia, just amazing venues. You do pretty well.
Well, that's the goal, right? I mean, I want you and Tim to go out. Like, I want you to go to a party. The underbelly of the party is networking and growing our professional life, but we're also there to build our personal life and to take a little time off of work and just enjoy the wonderful, beautiful people in Naples. And thank goodness these venues do this. But I had to learn my lesson the hard way. I was doing parties all over the place and doing, off-premise catering. And how many things do you miss when you build a restaurant or build something for a 2-hour party, right? You're just missing something. So I just said, boy, I'm just going to go after the biggest, best restaurants and see if they'll work with me. I was already doing it for like the big events per year, but now I do it monthly.
I mean, it just seems like every month.
And now it's gotten,
the bar is really high now.
So, now Naples Social Club has gotten to a point where I'm now throwing a launch party for everyone who wants to join, and then I'm doing a private one for just Naples Social Club members, and hope that people want to join the club because of that. But for an example, I mean, we're throwing a private party at the Butcher for the October launch, and that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal to anybody. I mean, I was really surprised Elko said yes. Yeah. But we've got Lamborghini to sponsor. McAllen and Balvini are showing up. A couple others, but I mean, it's just, these things are getting.
That's going to be for the October
issue. Yeah,
October issue.
Yeah, and again, that's only going to be 150 people. It's the first 150 people of members that show up, but. I'm really enjoying the private event. I mean, I was always hoping to get there. I didn't know how fast I would get there, but that's every month we're going to throw a private event that's just for the members of the club.
Maybe we'll get Tim out to one of these.
I know. I always give him a hard time because I go, I didn't get invited. He always invites me. It just, I'm trying to balance. A little balance, life balance,
I know.
So, but
I get you sucked into so many things, so you could only
we run full speed. Like, it's funny because the show, people see it from 8 to 10. Okay, how hard is that? Well, we get here at 6.
Yeah, people think we just come in at 7:50 and go live.
And we try to keep it real loose, and we're not too worried about how everything looks, but we want it to be professional and a good opportunity for people to come in and just enjoy. And I think there's not a whole lot of opportunity to get the word out. So, that's what we're about.
And we're trying to do fun stuff. And we did the cold plunge here a couple of times. We went to Torch Hot Yoga.
Guys, I've watched your content. You're doing a great job. And
we have fun.
Thank you.
Look, you have a very similar mentality to mine. I mean, there's a reason there's 7 or 8 people on a cover. And that's because I get to tell 7 or 8 stories. The people we're telling stories have businesses, and they're trying to get their word out, and they're trying to grow them. So, I do look at it as a more the merrier kind of situation. And I think you guys are doing a great job getting, realtors and business owners and people here tell their story, even if it's for a few minutes. It's very helpful. I mean, I watch other podcasts, and because it's not live, it's a different vibe.
It's a different vibe, yeah, and like try to make it community based. And you've been very instrumental. You've connected us with a lot of people we were able to get on in relationship. Jacqueline, I could Tony Johns. There's several that
vice versa, guys.
Yeah.
And listen,
I love
just getting started.
I love that about Naples, because a lot of people say, "Oh, Naples, it's uppity, cliquey," and it can be, I guess. But the group of people I've been fortunate enough to be around, it's far from, hey, how can I help you? Introduce me to this person. Hey, come out here. Let's do this. And so definitely a blessing.
I find the complete opposite, Pat. I swear to God. I mean, and look, those things attract people like that, attract the similar people, right? Yeah. So I'm sure it exists. It's just not in my network.
Not our circle, yeah.
What I even say is, and I'm sure there's some people that fall through the sieve, but when people go to one of our parties for the first time, what I'm remarkable is our group, how they put out their hands and say, hey, I haven't seen you before. Is this your first time? You knew? And the reason they do that is they were the same person 6 months ago.
Absolutely.
And they know that the more times they do that, the chances of them meeting somebody great are really good. And that's what our network does so organically.
There's quite a few people I was able to kind of bring to City Lifestyle, and they been big fans, and a couple of them are, when's the next one? When's the one? So that they've, and the networking and business aspect of it too, but just the people they met, and it's fun to see.
In a place like Naples, it's hard to separate there's extreme wealth here. Extreme. Yeah. Now, are those the people that are coming to our party at Lou Jack's last night? No, that's just not who's coming. It's what do we talk about? They're small business owners and want to meet people. Yeah. But nothing against them. I like our group. Our group they have a rich story of life that brought them to Naples. I always say people have to figure out the reason to overpay to live in Naples, right? Mm-hmm. Living in Bonita Springs is not living in Naples. There's nothing wrong with Bonita Springs, but if you want to live in Naples, you have to figure out how to pay. You have to figure out why you're doing that. And the common threads of Naples are health and wellness and like to eat and drink.
Yeah.
It's safe and secure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, look, we can go over all the awards. We can go over.
I say that because I'm like shout out to the car.
I mean, we can go over all the awards, and Collier County runs like a Swiss watch, right? I mean, it's
pretty damn good.
I mean, you go to the DMV and you're like, okay, am I getting punked? Like, people are nice, and someone just offered me a cookie. I mean, it's a different experience. You know, I'm from Philadelphia. It was more like, you're like dodging, rocks.
Have you tried this cheesesteaks.com place yet?
I have not. I'm not a cheesesteak guy.
No. Caroline Harvey just
every time Philly comes up, we want to make sure.
Harvey's she's badass.
No, I know, but I've heard people just rave about the place, Philly natives. So, and then real quick, because I want to talk some restaurants with you, but never miss an opportunity to shop because, excuse me, when you say, the people in the community, like Patrick Dearborn's example, I texted, hey, need a favor, anything. And I know Pat Dearborn was instrumental in helping kind of push Naples City Lifestyle to the next level. Was he on the first cover?
No. But I mean, I think this podcast and myself overexposed Patrick Dearborn.
No such thing.
I think we need to tone it down on the Patrick Dearborn rhetoric.
I actually have a gag order on him. He's got a gag order. Yeah.
I mean, do we really need to send more love towards Patrick Dearborn? Look, you run out of words for a guy like him.
You think this is too much?
You run out of words. I mean, he just. I've said on this podcast, I've never met anyone like him before. I'm never going to meet another one. He's positive. He's lovely. Awesome. He's smart. He's everything you would like a friend to be.
Like an ultimate human being almost, right? Would you say ultimate?
Again, way overexposed.
No such thing.
Yeah.
If you, I don't know, I guess if you could answer this from a kind of a business aspect, but if you, people that you really love, like on the cover, like a dream cover, and it doesn't even have to be like, let's say, I know it's kind of tough to answer.
I don't have one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. Mm-hmm. The ones you think are going to work are okay.
Yeah.
The ones you get a little worried about turn out to be amazing. Like we just did August cover, and we did 4 puppies and 4 kittens from the Humane Society along with the models. And,
the models?
That's just all over. Yeah. I mean, but it's, it was just one of those things like, is this going to work? And it turned out great. But they had the best time. And so when you get people that really appreciate the opportunity, that's the dream.
Yeah.
That they go, boy, this was really meaningful to me. And when it might be ego, it might be business, it might be just acknowledgement, it just might be fun. But look, it completely works. Mm-hmm. I mean the cover is an incredible media source.
Who's on the next month's cover? Can you say? Or
for August was Brad Engel. Oh, you're talking about July.
July, yeah.
July is Amber Ortiz,
wow.
Tito's wife.
Nice.
Anna, who is the wife and owner of Estia.
Okay.
Dr. Jonathan France.
I'm very familiar.
My friend George Fistovich, who was the food and beverage director at the Ritz, who helped us do all those parties, who had just retired. Matt Anzavino from the Perry.
Oh, yeah, love that.
Yes, just a great
Hey, Pat, we were supposed to be on there. We got kind of pushed off.
You guys, I tell you,
we got pushed off.
I'm not even talking to you guys because I got to get Larry out of the way because I'm not addressing that anymore.
I know.
After Larry, you two can pick your month.
Yeah, I guess, man.
We got Larry on there.
Hey, Pat.
That was the one.
I think Larry was an impression he was going to be on the
cover.
That was the first thing Larry said to me. It was before hello. It's like, when are you putting me on the cover?
Greg goes, yeah, you guys are going to be on.
About right.
You're going to be on in December.
No, he didn't say
2030.
Oh, yeah.
Got to spread you guys out.
Yeah. Pause.
Hey, no, hey, hold on, wait. Check this out. I got to do this real quick. Greg, you can look at the camera. When are we coming on? When are we going to be on the front cover?
December 2027.
We don't have to be on the cover. We just want to be in the magazine.
I like to give him a hard time.
We love it.
We love it. Thank you so much.
And I know your passion is one of your passions is restaurants, and Naples really, I would say in the last couple of years, has really elevated and stepped their game up. And
I think there's a lot more coming, Pat. I mean, we've seen a lot of closures.
A lot of closures, 12 already in the last month.
I think there's very few homegrown restaurants left. I think all the restaurants are coming from somewhere else. I was just hung out with a restaurateur last night who's building, her and her husband are building one of the restaurants at Bayfront. They're from Toronto, Canada. I mean, the ones that are coming from Chicago. They're coming from New York, Philadelphia, because the guys that grew restaurants here, in the 10 years of their lease, what do you want to call their rent? Tripled.
Yeah.
I mean, if you build a restaurant, I mean, you put all those
tripled net.
I mean, you're talking. You put millions of dollars to build a restaurant for 10 years, maybe 5 options, right? And now that rent is now 3 times as much, and your business probably has plateaued, given just the environment.
Yeah.
Given that you're 10 years old, given that because
it's hard to stay relevant,
and there's a new restaurant opening every month that's brand
tough.
new and shiny.
It's tough.
And listen, we went through the same cycle in Philly. I mean, that's just the restaurant business. But then you see ones that have the staying power, right? And you're so some of them are big box, some of them are family owned. But I think Fifth Avenue and Third Avenue are going to have tremendous changes.
Yeah.
I don't have any inside information on this, but I believe Third Avenue is probably all of that real estate's going to change hands. I believe. I think she's selling. So you've got a same situation that you have with the landlord on Fifth, where they're coming in with a P&L. That's 30 years of P&L of where are we today, what are we investing, and where's it going to be, right? And that just means change. I mean, I don't even know a homegrown restaurateur that's going to get involved in that.
Yeah. I think Marissa's owns their building on Third, but otherwise, they could see a lot of changes on there.
You sell $3,000 shoes. I mean, you're gonna have
You're gonna
own a building.
They're gonna be in the new Phil McCabe project too, where Beacon Bowl was. You have a boutique in there and restaurants. It sounds like a really cool.
I mean, Phillips McCabe's hotel is going to be really cool.
Ooh, yeah,
it's going to be really cool.
That's next level stuff, yeah. But like you've had like the Ocean Primes and Del Mar's moving.
I mean, look, Prime Social is going to be a big. Yeah, it's going to be a really big
Chris,
opening.
Shoe Cart, right?
It's Ocean Prime and Del Mar.
Oh no, what's the one that's Shoe Cart?
No, it is Shoe Cart. It is Shoe Cart. He's the landlord.
Okay.
And I guess he technically owns the club, but I mean, it's Rick from Del Mar is moving over there full time, take over that, and it's going to be where we're going to want to hang out.
Yeah,
it's going to be a cool place.
I love Ocean Prime. Ocean Prime is great. And Trulux is another one that I think is
always consistent.
Always consistent. Yeah, absolutely. The French. I know you're a big fan of the French, and that would be local.
I just love those guys.
That would be local.
The whole team is
Thule and French. That's homegrown, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, look, they're doing great, but I mean, to build a new restaurant here is easily 12 to 1,300 square feet.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Brand new. Crazy. So if you're doing that, you're raising $5 million to build a 3,500 square foot restaurant. That's just for a smaller homegrown restaurant group. That's a lot of money
involved.
And that's not owning the real estate. So that's a sunken equity cost that restaurant now has to turn a profit.
Yeah.
And we're talking restaurants here. Yeah. Okay, so how are you going to get your $5 million back?
Yeah. What do you think of Blackbird? What do you think?
I really like the ownership. Melissa and her husband, I've known them for a while.
Okay.
It's a team of them.
Out of
so Blackbird, the other one's in Jupiter. Yeah. And that restaurant group, they have 8 or 9 restaurants over there.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of
Melissa has a social media company. She opened Waxons. Mm-hmm. And then, I thought the Blackbird opening was really well done. I mean, I think they overbooked.
Yeah, I think so.
Are they liking Naples? Are they liking it over here?
They do. I mean, but I always say you got to be here for 12 months to know the restaurant business in Naples. You got to be here for 12 months. You just don't. They're having a grand opening. They're doing great. They're exceeding their expectations.
In the honeymoon phase, yeah.
And
great
look,
time to open
great.
though. That is the perfect time, I think, to open right at the.
There's never a perfect time to open.
No, you don't want to open in. No, I've done restaurant openings. You don't want to open the hardest season. I can tell you that. So,
I'm just saying.
Look,
they made an impact. Estia made an impact. But
what's been the response to Estia?
I mean, I've heard nothing, but I haven't heard one constructive criticism. I have one person that did not enjoy their experience, and I'm personally taking them back and buying them dinner and changing their mindset.
I had a really bad experience there.
Get out.
Yeah, do you want to take me there for dinner?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just kidding. I'm not nothing but good experiences.
Yeah, we'll do it right after you get your cover done.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm just trying to get a free meal.
I know, and a T-shirt. Greg's events are always such a joy. The atmosphere is simply amazing. Great people, great vibe. That's good. Well, thank you so much, Greg. We really appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna bring on Chase for just a couple minutes,
little brother.
But we appreciate everything you do.
Thanks,
thank you so much, man. I again, your events are amazing, and I promise I'll get to them. Hopefully, we get that.
Well, you're going to drag you along, Tim.
No, you don't have to drag me. You don't have to drag me
at the next
Absolutely not. Yeah.
And we got Cullen Stack in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. He's bagelist today, so turn around and head on out. But thank you so much.
Where's
we
the
appreciate
bagels
it.
come
We appreciate
from?
it. Chase, come on up real quick. Come on up, buddy. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Love you guys. Yeah, that's great.
Hop on, Bubba. Get your headphones on.
Yeah, so we're gonna. I told Chase to come in today. We try to hang a little bit. For those you don't know, Chase Jones is my little guy. Big brothers, big sisters, and Chase is my little. He's not little anymore though. When did I first get a hold of you? When you were about? How old were you?
I was in second grade. I was like 7.
Yeah, you were 7 years old. You barely knew your address, but you did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've put up with this guy for that long?
Yeah.
So how old are you now?
13, almost 14.
July 30th? 29th. 28. I'm close. I got that birthday down, but yeah, so you're going to be 14 years old. And you're playing ball.
Yep.
You're going into high school next year.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Pretty good.
When you say ball, what
little football.
Playing football?
Yeah.
What position?
Cornerback.
Cornerback, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bump and run. What particular coverage do you excel at?
I like man coverage.
Man coverage. That's true. Speaking like a true corner. Yeah.
We have been doing just like a lot of conditioning at practice though, so we haven't been doing like
actual
formations, and scrimmages and stuff.
You're a big Chiefs fan?
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
My grandma's from Kansas City.
Okay. Well,
He's legit. He's legit. Even though we give him a little bit of a hard time.
Yeah. The Chiefs have been.
Who won again? Who won the Super Bowl?
Yeah. What was the score in the Super Bowl?
The Eagles won.
The Eagles won.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk real quick. We got about 2 minutes to go. Yeah. Let's talk real quick about Big Brothers Big Sisters. Been a really good opportunity, good program. It's been awesome. Chase and I. We don't always get as much time as we want to get together, but we get together at least once a month. Spend a day or so, and
that's awesome.
We're really looking for bigs. So
I want to be involved with that.
Yeah, the whole program's amazing.
Yeah.
Just to be a big and you get matched up, and I'm meeting with Amy. She's going to be taking over here. I think she has already as one of our community coordinators. So great program. How has it impacted you since you?
It's helped a lot. Like with just being able to go with like Tim and like have fun and stuff, like getting a break from home and like all the stress from like school and stuff, just like get to chill and calm down and stuff.
Did he make you say that?
No.
But I will say though, every time he gets to go to what, Barnes and Noble? What do we do? I think you still got like a $75 credit there, don't you?
Yeah.
I think it's 50. We go to Barnes and Noble. What happens at Barnes and Noble?
And so, real quick, some of the cool things that you've been able to do with Tim, him being your big brother.
Well, I still remember that time when we went to the car thing. Like there was like I forgot what it was called. It was like a car garage, and there's like a bunch of fancy like sports cars. I got to ride in a Rolls Royce.
Wow, that's cool.
And then we always just get to go out to eat and talk.
Melissa's car,
Okay. Yeah.
And just hanging out and have fun and just go out to eat.
What's your favorite place you go out to eat? If Tim says, "Hey, let's go to lunch," where would you tell Tim you'd like to go?
Pizza. Used to be Cece's.
It used to be Cece's, but it closed.
They did. My daughter's bummed about that one.
Yeah. Actually, the owner, Phil, is now working at Great Wolf Lodge.
Yeah, I heard. You ever been to Great Wolf Lodge?
Yeah, we've been there.
What do you think?
Times to visit him. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I mean, my sister likes it a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. No, Tim.
Chase, we're gonna have you on again, buddy. Yeah. We love you, brother.
I love this.
Big brothers, big sisters, great program. They're looking for bigs. Always need bigs, and bigs are the big brothers and big sisters. So we always need them. And Chase, always welcome to come on. We got a lot to do today. Yeah. We're gonna go grab some lunch. Gonna do a little bit. But what's our little thing? We always camera. We gotta stretch and point, and we are. Ow.